What note am I singing? Good evening, everyone. Know your internet is not broken. I've heard a lot of friends say, wait a second, is my connection broken? No, that's my voice and it's broken. That's right. So this is the Quarantine Concert Series. Exactly. What is this? And I am your host, Kabir Segal, and this is show number 50 something. I think it's 58, but we're going on, I think, 40 something consecutive days. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me tell you what's going down. If this is your first time watching, as you know, all the gigs have been canceled. We're going through an international pandemic, and the prescribed, recipe or therapy here is physical distancing. Not social distancing, but physical distancing. We have to be apart. And even though some places are coming back, like I'm broadcasting here from Atlanta, from my parents' house. Hi, Mom and Dad. My mom kind of secretly watches. And when I told her who was going to be on the broadcast today, she's like, I'm going to watch. I was like, I can't watch because I need high-speed internet access, Mom. So anyway, hi, Mom. Thanks for watching. And but even though people are coming back to work, even in Georgia and other places, a lot of the country is remaining sheltering in place, and we're trying to get through this together. Gigs have gone away. I've seen Carnegie Hall has canceled gigs into 2021. It's a $9 billion loss to the live industry, live entertainment space. And I just think it's important to put the spotlight back on the artists. These are the incredible people that give us their heart and soul throughout the year and lift our spirits. So we need to be there for the artistic community. And there's always been a link between patrons and artists. And I think if you are listening to music and you're enjoying music, it behooves us to support the artists. So all these gigs are an attempt at that. And you can always go to an artist's website, buy their merchandise, stream their music, buy their music, and see them on Patreon or support them any which way. So you can't get rid of us. We're here at 10 p.m. Eastern until the cows come home, and we're booked, I think, for the next few weeks. So thanks for tuning in. All right, next up, I also want to say thanks to the All About Jazz folks. I think we have that slide up there. And All About Jazz is they are partners with us with so many broadcasts, and they started in 1995. Thanks to Michael Ritchie for simulcasting these websites on his site. And if you're looking for an update on what the jazz and blues community is going through during this terrible pandemic, please check out All About Jazz for the great journalism to see how our arts community is coping with this current situation. All right. Also, we've started a new series called the Quarantine Film Series. And, I finished making my first movie this year, and we put our movie into so many film festivals, and they're all canceled. And I realized that without the film festivals, it's difficult to get a sales agent. It's difficult to sell the film. So the film series is when I speak with filmmakers, incredible artists who are making films that have already been accepted into top festivals like South by Southwest or the Tribeca Film Festival. We've already had a couple interviews already. Frank Licari, for example, was the director of Behind This Guitar, which was a music documentary on Jose Feliciano, a wonderful singer-songwriter. So we're doing these Quarantine Film Series conversations in the morning because I don't have a life. So I try to squeeze them in the morning, 10:30 Eastern. We're doing them more frequently now. So we're going to do an interview tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern with a filmmaker who made a film about sort of the Silicon Valley and the tech startup world. It's actually a fascinating look. So tune in, keep it here to learn more about the film world. All right. We also want to, we've also introduced this word of the day. So why not boost the music, knowledge? I don't know most of these words, so I'm learning along with everyone here. So the word of the day, what is it? It is jubiloso. What does it mean? A directive to a musician to perform and indicate a passage of a composition in a jubilant or exalted manner. Jubiloso. Now, our artist today, her name starts with a J, so this word is in her honor, and maybe she'll be performing in a jubiloso manner. We will have to see. Now, this is the word of the day. There will be a pop quiz at the end of the show. If you can tell me what the word of the day is, you will get a prize. You will actually get a prize this time because I've been trying to find you guys afterwards. But the first one to tell me, the first three people to tell me the word of the day in the comment field will be recognized. All right. And we will all be very jubiloso when you get it right. Okay, so where can you find us? Find us on Facebook, find us on the Twitter. You can find us on the very delicious Instagram cracker. Goes nice with the marshmallow. And Joanie decided to kind of leave and come back. So you're actually getting the behind the scene cut on Instagram. And I'm glad she's back with us. And also on LinkedIn, 1 out of 5 people have lost their jobs as a result of this crisis. I'm really sorry about this terrible situation. If you're searching for a job on LinkedIn, please stay with us in the moment. This hour or so will hopefully get you uplifted and inspired to go crush your job search. And our hearts and prayers are with you on this search, also on the Twitch, also on the Periscope. That's my Periscope. And also on YouTube. It can also be down Periscope. All my friends who work in submarines are like, oh my God. So that's what's going down. If you want to be on the show, hit me up on Facebook and Instagram. A bit of a waiting list, but we are equal opportunity features. So any music's welcome on this broadcast. And we think all the talent's very good. So if you can bring it, get you on the show. That's it for the PSAs. Now for the fun part where we get to talk to the incredible artist. I've known about this artist for a few years now, and she's an incredible singer, songwriter, performer, thematic artist, because she's now crafting projects with wonderful themes that resonate, that have a socially conscious message. And I mean, she's making the world a better place. And if you're an artist and if that's what you can do, that's like one of the highest callings, right? So please welcome music educator, acclaimed singer-songwriter, Joanie Leeds. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on the show.
My pleasure. Tell me first, where are you broadcasting from?
Well, currently right now I'm in North Carolina, but I'm actually from New York City. Well, actually I'm from Miami, Florida, but I've been living in New York City for 20 years.
Gotcha. And why, well, I know why you wanted to get out of Dodge, but why North Carolina out of all places?
I had a place to go, and it was an empty house, and there are no neighbors that are close by to me, so it was giving me the solitude that I was seeking. I think being in New York City was very, very difficult. I live on the 8th floor of a doorman building, so anytime I wanted to throw out my garbage or do my laundry in the basement, I was coming into contact with so many people, and I have a daughter, and I just wanted to keep both of us safe.
Got it. Smart thing to do. Tell me, what is like a day like in the day of Joanie Leeds quarantined? Is there a structure to it? Do you go for a walk? What's the routine there?
Yes, I try to get as much outdoor time as possible, because for a month I was, a couple weeks I was not outside at all. So yeah, it's usually I like wake around 8:30-ish, maybe 9 on a good day. When my daughter is with me, then we're up and we're doing her morning meeting with school because she's in pre-K, and then I'm trying to juggle doing her lessons and all the various things that you have to do as a parent, which if you're a parent, it's a juggle, it's hard. And then trying to email my publicist and send this radio request, it's bananas. It's full bananas. And then on the days that my daughter is with my ex-husband, then I'm able to kind of get a little bit more done. So
Got it.
it's a good, healthy juggle. But I do enjoy just sitting on the porch and looking up at the mountain, and that is bringing me a lot of happiness these days.
Good. Well, your music is bringing us all a lot of happiness, and I want to talk about that. Tell me about what you had lined up. I want people to get a flavor of the incredible venues and tour you're about to go on. So tell me about what you had lined up that's probably no longer happening now.
No, nothing is happening right now. I'm sure everybody can understand. So I had an album that was releasing April 3rd, and my album launch party was actually supposed to happen on March 14th. And a couple of days before that is kind of when everything started to come into realization. Everybody was realizing things are getting canceled. Public schools had not closed yet in New York City, but they did a few days later. But my cancellation for my album launch party really bummed me out. But that was supposed to be at the Children's Museum of Manhattan on the Upper West Side. And It was like all. I'll tell you a little bit more about the album. I'm sure we'll get into all that, but it was a huge, amazing group of women that were going to be playing at that show. I mean, I can't even tell you how many shows. I probably like 20 to 30 shows canceled or postponed. Some of them have done online as a alternative. I've done a lot of Zooms. I teach in a nursery school, so I've been doing my music classes for the nursery schools that I teach at online through Zoom and Facebook. So
What are
it's
some of the cities that you were going to go? And if you're watching at home, I'm in Atlanta. Joanie's in North Carolina. Joanie's from Miami originally. We have the South well represented on this broadcast. We want to know where
yes.
everyone is watching. So tell us where you're watching from, and where were you going to go on your tour?
Well, not very far at the beginning. Some of my summer shows haven't actually been announced, but now have been canceled. So I don't even want to say what they are because
Okay.
some of them were rather big, and they were very hush hush on releasing that information. But I will tell you, I was supposed to go to Seattle. There was like a couple things in the tri-state area, New Jersey, Connecticut. Uh, I'm forgetting at this
No, it's
point. It's
cool.
all a blur.
You're going to go around. I mean, you're going to go coast. You're going to be out in Seattle. So
Yeah.
tell us where you're watching from, and let's get some love going for Joanie Leeds. What would you like to start your performance with today?
I would love to sing one of the songs. All the songs I'm going to sing today are from my new album. It's called All the Ladies is the name of the album.
Let's get
And
that up
this
on the
song
screen.
is called Lioness.
Go for it.
Okay. Should I take these off?
Yeah, please
All
do.
right. Okay. And it's wrapped around my strap. It's very graceful.
Got Miami in the house. Natalia's watching.
Natalia!
Lucy's watching.
Lucy! Lucy's my producer. We'll talk so much about her in a minute. All right. This is Lioness. Oh, let me take off this tuner that's buzzing. Just a moment. All right, false start. I will protect you. I will keep you safe. You don't have to worry. I'm loyal and I'm brave. I hunt and I gather. Keep your belly full. Graceful and courageous. Limber and agile.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yes.
Thanks.
That was wonderful.
Ah, thank you.
Show some love for Joanie. If you
Woo-hoo.
do it on the, it's more than just me clapping. If you do it on as an emoji, I will do it in person. So you give me applause, I'll do some applause.
Wild
You'll know
applause.
us
Sorry, I keep
exactly.
on bumping the
See, there's
microphone.
Camilo's got some hearts going and some of this. I'm the
Yes.
real emoji. So
Woo! It's fun to play in front of a live audience.
yes,
Great.
we
I
got some
miss
muscles
it.
going. You don't want to see my muscles, but yes, flexing. There we go. So that was beautiful. Tell me, I like the allegorical animal references in that song, especially. Tell me about the songwriting process. These are all originals, right?
Yes.
So talk to me about the songwriting process. What's the craft of, well, actually take a step back. Why did you want to do a project around this topic in the first place? And then how did you actually write the songs to manifest this into reality?
Sure. So, this album really came, well, writing for women, writing about women, and including women in the process. It's kind of a long story. I'll try to make it succinct. But I was at the Grammys in 2018, and I was in the audience, and I was looking on stage. I was looking at all the people that were winning, all the people that were nominated, and it was heavily male. And that specific year in particular, and I know that like they made some sort of speech about it the following year with apologies for just the lack of women that were represented. And I don't know what it was about that night, but it just clicked for me that I wanted to do something to really showcase women. And I'm so guilty because I play with a fully male band. I've always played with men. And I know there are so many talented women musicians out there, instrumentalists, even on the other side, the production side, engineers. I think I read some sort of study as I started doing research on it before I created the album that I think only 4% of women in the music industry are doing things on the technical side. And that's wild to me that it's just so underrepresented. So I decided that I wanted to write an album that was that would empower women, not only just the songs that I was singing and the content of the music, but also include women in the process. So the first thing that I did is I told a wonderful, incredible musician, you know her and love her, Lucy Kalantari. And we happened to be at a show together. We brought our children to see a friend of ours, Red Yarn, Andy. I don't know if you know Andy, out in Portland. And we were out to lunch afterwards. And I whispered over to her and I was talking about this idea that I have for an album. And she was like, you know, I've always wanted to produce somebody. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm looking for a female producer. And then it kind of took wings. And I started writing the songs. And I had specific ideas. When I make an album, I don't know how everybody else's process is, but I'm very organized and I have song titles in mind and I create the song titles. And then from there, I just pick up my guitar and I kind of just like start noodling around. And then the music and the words, the lyrics, everything comes at once. It's just like a bleh, you know? And sometimes they need tweaking. And obviously, there's a lot of stuff that I sent to Lucy. And she's like, oh, maybe we should, you know, a you know. And I was fully open because I fully trusted her. She did such an incredible job. And she was such a dream to work with, honestly. And I feel like I'm babbling, but I could literally talk about Lucy Kalantari all day long, every day. That's how much I love her. And
Yeah, she's
yeah.
remarkable, and I even saw like you really practice what you preach down to the mastering engineer with Emily Lazar. I think you made a real conscious effort. You talked about the 4% to bring in people on the technical side throughout the process, which is really a great, not just a gesture. I think more people need to do this, right? To
Yeah. So I just ask for all of you that are watching, and I've been really trying my hardest to hire more musicians that are women. And if you are a producer of a festival, look at your bill. Look at your bill last year, look at it the year before, and see how many women are represented in that lineup because oftentimes it's like people don't even give it a second look. They might make it like ethnically diverse. They might, bring in people internationally from other countries. But I feel like women are often not a part of that diversity equation. So I think if you're booking a festival, if you are, just
Yeah.
everything, people should take a look at that.
Yeah, I might need to go back and look who we've had on this broadcast, but I think we're doing a pretty good job at
You are. I've
and
been
and
watching
we
you.
and we have
Watching you.
yeah, thank you. We have Sandra on our production team. So Sandra, thanks for all the work you do.
She's
Um,
awesome.
please, I want to talk about some of the people on the invited guests on the album, but maybe we can hear another wonderful song of yours first. And now we're going to get the question. I'm just going to ask it anyway because I know it's coming. What are you drinking?
It's water.
Everyone always wants to know. Whenever an artist takes a sip. All right.
No,
It's your new album. Cheers.
LaCroix. Here, cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Am I just not supposed to cheers with water? Isn't that like illegal or something?
No, we're in the South. There's different rules down here. It's fine. It's different. It's after 10 p.m., right? So this is the midnight.
It's true. No, I'm
Yeah.
actually, I like to have a glass of whatever at the end of the night. I'm not good when I'm performing, so it's always water. I'm so
Cool.
boring. Okay, so another song. This one I've never played before, ever. I brought it to Lucy as kind of an upbeat song, and she said, I kind of feel it as a piano ballad. And I was like, all right, let's hear it.
Quarantine
And
premiere.
what'd you say?
Quarantine premiere.
Yes. Yeah, and so this is a song that she sings on the album. I'm not on this track. She fully does an incredible job playing the piano, and this is the song "Beautiful." You know we all look different. You can see it on the outside. You don't know what's on the inside. So I hope you'll get to know me. Every woman has a history. You can't see it on the outside. It's hidden on the inside. I want to know your story. No matter who you love or where you come from, I'm telling everybody, listen up. You're beautiful, just the way you are. Please don't change a thing, you'll go far. You're beautiful, in your heart. You're beautiful just the way you are. It takes a little practice. Stop looking at the outside and focus on the inside. If you want to get to know me, it's all beneath the surface. I'll stop looking at the outside and get a window to your inside, so I can learn your story. No matter what you wear or where you come from, I'm telling every woman, listen up. You're beautiful, just the way you are. Please don't change a thing and you'll go far. You're beautiful, just the way you are. Everything you need is in your heart. You're beautiful, just the way you are.
Yeah. Awesome. So good.
Woo! Oh, the crowd goes wild.
Yay, I'm not messing around. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. We got some Simpson hands up in here. Really good.
Feel like I need to stand, bow, and stuff. Woo!
Bowing technique. This show will test your
It's
bowing
hard to
technique.
bow sitting. There's a lot of
Natalia's
Zoom
giving me some
bowing these
love.
days. Aw, thanks, Natalia. And Jesse, amazing bass player.
Twitch in the
What's up?
house.
When
What's one that's one good thing about this audience. They always stop on time. So what I like about that is it's such like a life affirming message. It's almost saying, we like you how you are, and vocabulary is so important to raising children. And I really like in some of your songs about talking about how if we just chose to describe girls in a different way, they may have a different metaphor of how they could live or how they could achieve. Maybe you could talk about the vocabulary that goes into raising a child, or so. I think you have a song on the album that speaks about this as well.
Yeah, well, I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I think when she was born, I felt this urgent responsibility. Like, how am I going to raise her to make her feel worthy and equal? And there was a lot of, the thought process on that was involved. Um, One of the things I heard very early on is a lot of people, when they talk to women or talk to girls and talk to little boys, they talk to them very differently. For boys, it's like, oh, you're so smart. And for girls, it's like, oh, you're so pretty, you're so cute. Um, so I read an article, which was from The Guardian, 4 reasons not to tell your little girl that she's pretty, or something to the effect of that. And that inspired one of the songs I'm not singing today, but it's called Glass Ceilings. And it's basically about women and girls and how we have to try so much harder just because of the way society's norms are, and just living in a matriarchy since the beginning of time. It's always been this way. So we have a lot of barriers to break, a lot of glass ceilings to break. And so, you know, it's a process. There are some wonderful, outspoken, courageous women that have been battling this fight for us for a very long time. One of which I happen to be wearing her. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, the RBG.
Yeah, I have a song about her that I wrote. And yeah, I think it is a conversation that people should have with their kids when they're young. Like, look, it's not fair. It's not, you know, I don't necessarily think that you should make your child feel like they're the most important person on the entire planet, because they need to realize there's a bigger picture out there and they're just one small little person in a large world. But when they're 2, 3, 4 years old, they don't understand that worldly type of, they don't get that yet. Everything is like me in this space.
Yeah.
But having those conversations early on, I think, is important.
Yeah, and when you write a music about like sort of choosing a vocabulary, how do you balance, this music is for kids ostensibly. How do you balance being fun versus sharing the message of what you're trying to share, and how do you navigate that line? And what's too much being too didactic versus just being fun?
Well, we talked about that a lot, and I think a lot of it was in the production. It's like, even if the words are sending an important message, the way that the production was, and Lucy really just like took the reins on this, making it really, really fun and upbeat. And there are some songs that are more serious, but like, kids are used to serious. Look at what they're going through right now. This is the heaviest, the heaviest stuff. I will not say any bad words, but yeah, it's I think most kids can take it. Like my daughter, she knows a lot of stuff. Maybe that a 4-year-old shouldn't, but I think maybe she should. I feel like I was very sheltered as a kid. And I think, when you move to New York and you're 21, it's like a rude awakening. I don't necessarily feel like I think my parents did a fantastic job, but I think there were some things that I didn't know, and I want my daughter to know all those things. And so I think speaking the truth and doing it early is beneficial to a child's development and growth, especially for women.
Yeah. Did you see the Mr. Rogers documentary,
Oh,
or
yeah, of course I did.
what did you think? Did that? And I was like asking artists, especially children's artists, this. Does his approach, does that validate your approach that talking about difficult things with children is
100%.
you can do it, right? So
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's an inspiration, and I grew up on Mr. Rogers. I'm sure most of the people that are around my age did as well. And even my daughter, she's really more into Daniel Tiger, I have to say. I've I've tried to get her to watch Mr. Rogers, and she's like, "I want the tiger." I'm like, "Fine." But yeah, serious issues need to be talked about. Otherwise, I feel like you're doing a disservice to the child. Um, I'm an early childhood educator, and I work in nursery schools, and we talk about deep stuff. I
yeah.
don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from New York City and living in the city, we just kind of always talk about deep, dark stuff, but I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So, what would you like to play next? And after this, by the way, if you're watching at home, we have a lot of folks watching. Please drop a comment in the comment field. We'll get it up on the screen and have Joanie opine to you. And I do, after this block, want to talk, after the song, want to talk about the incredible guest artists that were on the project, because you work with so many wonderful artists to make this project a reality.
Absolutely. Well, I'll do you a solid by introducing the next song, which features two of the artists that are on the album. This song is called "If Girls Ruled the World," and "If Girls Ruled the World," I'm not singing on that song as well. It's the opening track for the album "All the Ladies," and it is by well, I wrote the music, but there's a rap in it, which I keep saying I'm going to attempt. By now, I've been attempting it often, so I feel like I'm either going to butcher it or I'm not. But Carly Shiraki is the person who wrote the rap, and that's the only thing that I didn't actually write on the album, other than the arrangements, of course, which Lucy did. So Carly Shiraki and Polly Hall from Andrew and Polly Ear Snacks, who's an amazing artist out in California. So this song, I was inspired by this tribe called the Muso tribe on the base of the Himalayan mountains. I did a lot of research about these women. It is a matriarchy over there. And it's a true matriarchy, meaning the women actually run the show. They say who can and can't come into their tent. They make up all the rules. The grandmothers hold the power. And people from all over the world come to see this community because it's kind of like nowhere else in the world. And there might be another smaller, but there's about 40,000 people in this crew, the Muso tribe. So I was like, well, what if we as Americans lived in a matriarchy? Like, what would that look like? Would we have had all of these wars? Would we have gone to war with other countries? Like, I think, maybe I'm generalizing, but I think we're a little bit more empathetic than men from time to time and use different judgment. So it just got me thinking. So that's what this song is about. If Girls Ruled the World. Girls, girls, if girls rule the world. Girls, girls, if girls rule the world. Girls, girls, if girls rule the world. Think about how different our lives would be in a matriarchy. Oh, how different. Girls, girls, think about how different our lives would be. Our whole history. Oh, how different. Girls, girls, we would talk it all out. No need to shout. It would be so peaceful. Oh, girls, 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 girls. If girls rule the world, girls, girls. If girls rule the world, girls, girls. If girls rule the world. Oh yeah, think about how different a society led by empathy. Oh, how different. Girls, girls, think about how different no wars would be with other countries. Oh, how different. Girls, girls, we would talk it all out. No, 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 no need to shout. It would be so peaceful. Girls, 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 girls. If girls rule the world, girls, girls. If girls rule the world, girls, girls. If girls rule the world, put the girls in charge, and you won't regret it. We make everything better. Yeah, that's right, I said it. We lift each other up, and we work to change the world, to honor those who came before us and all the future girls. Cause we lead with love, and we follow our joy. We potentially inspire not just girls, but even boys, no matter how you identify. I just wanna justify, if you give the girls a chance to rule the world, it could be super fly. Girls, girls, if girls rule the world, 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 girls, girls, if girls rule the world.
You stopped so suddenly. They weren't quite ready for you yet. Yeah. Yes. I hope they will increasingly rule the world.
I hope so too. Like stat. So that rap was written by Carly Shiraki.
Can't hear you. The applause is too loud over here. You can enjoy it. So I mean, I think it's important for artists to get their daily dose of applause, because it's probably been a while.
It's been maybe a long time. Thank you.
Of course, we have some love on Twitter, checking it out, some love on Twitch. Maxime is giving me some love. Talk about some of the incredible artists on this project.
Oh my gosh, there's so many of them that I had to print it out so I didn't forget anybody. But of course, it was produced by, engineered, and arranged by Lucy Kalantari. She wrote all the parts, the string parts, the bass parts. She's amazing. It was mixed by Denise Barbarita at Mona Lisa Studios in Long Island City. Queens represent. Mastered by Emily Lazar and assisted by Chris Allgood. And all of my album artwork was created by Samantha Hahn, and my graphic design, Gabrielle from Inside Wide. And even my photographer was a woman, Meredith Traux. And all of the musicians, gosh, there are so many. Actually, this might be easier to look at it this way. This is the album. I don't know if it's backwards. So Chava Morel, who sings on Glass Ceilings. Edie Carey is phenomenal. She sings backup and lead on a song or two. Nelly Roca, who plays the cello. Tina Kenny Jones, amazing backup singer. Pipes of gold, this Tina. Amelia Robinson from Mills Trills, Brooklynite. She's amazing. She did some incredible background vocals. Carly Shiraki, of course, from the song I just sang and who created that amazing rap. Kyler England, who has a wonderful band of her own out in California, Freckleland. Let's see, who else? Lori Henriquez, who lives out in Portland, Oregon. We all know Grammy-nominated Lori. She sang on my song Mother Earth. And Libby Whitenauer played the fiddle. Lucy Kalantari, I already said her. Vered Ben-Horin. Vered, she's a baby in tune. She lives in Brooklyn. She's phenomenal and did some incredible background vocals. Lisa Brigantino brought some guitar on a track or two. I played the guitar on the rest of them, but I needed a little finessing on some of the tracks. She's incredible. Lisette Santiago, she played some percussion. Kaylin Bryant played the bass, and Susie Shelton did some background vocals, Brooklynite. She's amazing. And she's doing a Mother's Day event on Saturday of Mother's Day weekend. It's a big festival. You should check that out. Sonia de los Santos, she did some incredible background vocals as well. Latin Grammy nominated, Sonia. Rosa Avia, she is an incredible percussionist. Oh my gosh, drummer. She was incredible. Polly Hall, I talked about her. And Lisa Loeb, last but very not least, Lisa Loeb sang on my title track, All the Ladies. That's everybody.
That's awesome. Let's hope
Yeah.
you don't forget one person because they will let you know tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I think you got everyone. I was reading along with you. Um,
Phew.
I was just saying. I was just thinking that you have so many great guest artists, and sometimes it's hard when you have so many guest artists. It's hard to keep to make it cohesive. But I think you did that really well by having the theme and the sonics of the album really are in like one place, so it's not all over the place, right? And so you did a beautiful job of making it like welcome ground for everyone, but also maintaining that cohesive sound. How much work did you take, and or was that a conscious thing to make it not sound like everything was a different type of art? When you bring in guest artists, they bring their sensibility to it as well. So
Right.
how did you achieve that unified sound throughout?
Well, in my albums past, because this is my ninth children's album, and in all of my past albums, there's been basically every genre on every album. So, there's the country song and there's the folk song but I really wanted it to have more of a folk lean. Because when I think about like the most political and the most influent, like like the music of change, the movement music, it seems to me that most of it is in the folk genre. At least it was like in the '60s, and I grew up listening to all of that. It's my favorite. So when I came to Lucy with it, she really did such a great job tying all of the songs together and making it sound cohesive. I think she did that really well because she brought in the fiddle and strings on a lot of the songs. And we decided against using like a full drum kit, and we were specific about that. And I think part of the reason was we just wanted to be able to have her home studio kind of be our home base. And so we didn't have like a full drum setup to begin with. But then it was kind of like, no, we don't need that anyway. And Rosa came in with like her snare and like a cymbal and just kind of went to town. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, I have to give it to Lucy for really making it all kind of come together.
Awesome, awesome. Well, it seems like a great pairing and complementary pairing, the two of you working together. I have a few questions coming on a different platform. Someone wants to ask, what kind of guitar are you playing right now?
Oh, this is a Taylor. My poor little Taylor went and had some surgery. It's a little cracked here, but it's cut away, Grand Auditorium. I think it's 814C.
Gotcha. Someone else, Jerry, wants to know how many RBGs are on your dress.
Oh, I haven't counted, but so many. It's all
Okay.
the way on the back. So
Gotcha.
many.
Gotcha. It's like a Warhol effect or something.
Yeah, I found it online. I was going to wear it to my album release concert at the Children's Museum in Manhattan. But
Hmm.
then I actually instead wore it. It was kind of like a happy accident, blessing in disguise. I did a music festival on the day that would have been my release, April 3rd, All the Ladies Music Festival. It has like 17,000 hits right now. You can watch it anytime on Facebook if you go to the All the Ladies Music Festival page, and you can
Cool.
check
And
it out.
one thing I love you've been doing your quarantine concerts and you've been going at it too. Talk a little bit about your initiative and how your prolificness, which I really, really appreciate.
Yeah, so as soon as my concert was canceled, it was like a Thursday, I think. It was supposed to be Saturday the 14th, so the Thursday before. I kind of knew things were going to go bad. Like I didn't want to wait. My brother does environmental work, and he kind of gave me a heads up that the economy was going to tank very early on. And I think when a lot of people were still in denial, I was there also in denial, but I came to it maybe like 2 days before everyone else, which I don't want to like say, oh, like I didn't like he knew, I did not believe it, but I felt urgency to kind of have some sort of income coming in because I realized that there would be no income coming in. So I created the Quarantine Kids Concerts, which is you have to register for it. It's through Facebook. Um, and originally it was every single day, and I did 2 concerts a day. And then I now do it once a week on Wednesdays. And I don't know how long it's going to go on. I promised 2 weeks of it, and I've expanded it and then I took a little break because of this whole situation and moving. And now I started one again yesterday. I'll do one next week, and then I'm still doing concerts for my schools, which is open for everybody to view. I work in two different Jewish nursery schools, so I mostly do like Jewish music for that, and that's on Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 9. And yeah,
Cool.
I'm busy.
Everyone, yeah,
busy.
it's crazy. Like I think creative people, like what's interesting, you can see a lot of people can see into where folks write their music, and a lot of musicians work from home in the first place. A lot of artists, that's their studios, and it is busier than ever. And it's been great seeing. I should say to the audience, we have a lot of people on the show, and it's been great working with Joanie. She's such like a top class professional. She's like on time. She's prepared. All the little things that like just matter so much in like putting things out in the world. And she's prolific, and prolific sometimes puts the accent on volume instead of quantity, or instead of quality, but she's both quantity and quality, which is a rare kind of thing to put together. So I really appreciate the speed and quality and professional with which you just conduct yourself.
Thank you. Well, the feeling is mutual. I feel the exact same way about you. So.
Well, for right now, we're just keeping it spotlight on you because you're awesome and you're all the ladies, and project's awesome. Tell me, we want to squeeze these 2 songs in, I think.
Yeah.
What would you like to do next?
Well, somebody mentioned the dress, so I feel like I have to go for the song about RBG.
Laura Doherty says that dress is fabulous, by the way.
Oh, thanks, Laura. And hello to Laura, another talented Chicago-based musician. All right, I'll take these off unless you have a question for me about the song. Okay. Ruth was born in Brooklyn in 1933. No one could have thought that she'd grow up to be that fiery, clever justice, donning the jabot, fighting for equality, dissenting, saying no. Takes a lot of courage to stand and disagree. Come and meet my idol, my favorite supreme. I wanna be just like RBG, fighting for our rights and shining truth. I wanna be just like RBG, the glorious, notorious Ruth, ruffling some feathers while studying the law. Harvard took just 9 smart women, 500 men in all. Ginsburg was on fire, twice made the law review. Graduated #1 whilst a mother too. An advocate for women, so to bring equality. Choosing words strategically and fluent legally. I wanna be just like RBG, fighting for our rights and shining truth. I wanna be just like RBG, glorious, notorious Ruth. She never stopped, she never quit. Now on the highest court she sits to pave the way for other women like you and me. I wanna be just like RBG, fighting for our rights and shining truth. I wanna be just like RBG, the glorious, notorious Ruth, the glorious, notorious Ruth. I hear the clapping all the way from the headphones.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love the song and the dress, says Susan.
Thank you.
Yes.
I actually just wrote her an email today because I don't know if you're able to hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know if she'll get it, but there was a chance that we were going to be working together this summer, but alas, we need to keep her in a Purell covered bubble.
All right. I think we should there we go. There we go. I liked the RBG sampling in this one. That was cool.
Oh, thank you. Obviously, I didn't do that in this live version, but Yeah, I wanted to use from her hearing. I wanted to use a little bit of a sample of her actually speaking. I wanted young girls to be able to hear her voice and just her strong, powerful words.
Yeah, totally. There's someone who I know who wrote an opera based on law opinions, and it was this interesting project. And I think Ruth Bader Ginsburg is really into music as well, opera actually, but she
She
loves
loves the
music.
opera. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. We should find some way to get her that song if you haven't already.
it's on
Um,
its way.
good, good,
I've had
good.
so many people that are like, "Oh, I know someone that knows her. I know someone who knows someone." But yeah, it's a whole thing.
If you address it just to Ruth Bader Ginsburg at the Supreme Court, I think it'll find its way. Seriously, I think that's the address.
Yeah, but
And
I don't know if she's in the office right now. She's
probably not.
probably harboring at home.
Probably
But
not.
I have a music video that I did with a bunch of kids before this pandemic hit. It's probably like a week before is when we finished it. So I sent her the video.
Cool.
We'll
Let's
see
hear
if
the
she
next
likes it.
one. Let's.
Yes. I wrote this song for my daughter, and it's a little bit of one of the heavier type of themes. I wanted to write a song for children who live in two homes and who either, everybody's families are different, right? There's people live with their grandparents and people live with step families, and so I realize many children don't have what is like a mom and a dad. Some people have two moms, two dads. So this is Rosie Darling. Oh, let me take off my headphones. Sorry. The car's all packed. You're sitting in the back, and I'm making faces in the rear view. We're singing that song about getting along. I'm so glad it's just me and you. I won't get into the handful of reasons why we're now a party of two. Oh, Rosie, Rosie, darling, I love you. Now let's set up the tent, light a fire. I'm spent from all the driving and hikes and canoeing. Marshmallow kicks and marshmallow sticks and chocolate for kicks, keeping warm while barbecuing. I love our adventures wherever life takes us, through mountains or oceans of blue. Oh, Rosie, Rosie, darling, I love you. I love all your smiles and making up all of those rhymes across all the miles. You fill me with pride every time, every time. Some say it's tough, some moments are rough, but so far it feels pretty flawless. That's not to say there might come a day when you're older and feeling solace. All I can promise is I'll always listen. Whatever you need, I will do. Oh, Rosie, Rosie, darling. Oh, Rosie, Rosie, darling. Oh, Rosie, Rosie, darling, I love you.
All right. All right. All right. Joanie Leeds up in here.
Oh, thanks so much for having me, Kabira. This was so fun. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Mwah, mwah.
I'm trying to pan the claps here.
Yes. I'm going to take this off for 1 second. Woo! Oh, flowers for me? Oh, you shouldn't have. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're too kind. Too kind. I'm getting house plants too. This is great. Don't give it to me. I will not keep that alive. Trust me. Oh, yes. Yes, I will take that.
Champagne.
Yes. Clink.
Get a bowl.
I'm just getting all of your ornaments around the house.
A lot of stuff up in the dining room. Tell you what.
Your
There's
mom's
always
going to be so angry. All of her stuff's going to be missing.
I know.
Sorry, I love your mom, by the way.
Oh, thank you. That is the great Joanie Leeds. Check her out on JoanieLeeds.com. Buy the music, stream the music. Find her on Facebook too, and check out her live series as well. We're going to see you later on Instagram. And I want everyone to make it a point, because the project is really important. We have to support her. So go find her online. For everyone who's watching, tell me what the word of the day is in the comment field. Who was watching at the beginning? Drop a comment below. And I want to give a quick shout out to Sandra and Camilo. Sandra and Camilo, they are the incredible sound and tech team behind the scenes. And let's put their website up on the screen as well, soundworksrecording.com. And they are open for business too. So if you need any kind of mixing and mastering audio services, please go there and mention one of their dogs, Oreo or Maui, and you may get a discount. I think you will get a discount. So 2 woofs for that. We have a great show lined up for tomorrow night, Friday Night Lights. We have Camille Gales, who will be singing some pop numbers. And we have a weekend full of music. Helen Sung will be playing, talking about great artists. We have Greer Baxter, great singer-songwriter, performing as well. And a great lineup going into next week as well. So keep it tuned here, 10 p.m. Eastern every single night. Stay home. Everyone take care. Good night, everyone.